Woohoo! Welcome to the Game 2 show match for Europe. We're getting it right back into things. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun game. Already, people buying items, pings going all across all of the jungle entrances for the red team, and yeah.
Just looking at the summoner spells here, we can already see that nothing is out of the ordinary here, although Anivia is running Cleanse for those dank Ahri charms. Ahri is running Barrier though, which I find interesting. As an Ahri main myself, I know that Ahri likes to run Ignite, particularly because of the nerfs to her W and her ultimate. The damage is less guaranteed. Ooh, free gold! XD. Now y'all can see here the value of that Frost Queen's claim coming into effect. Holy moly.
Something we have to talk about. Hold on, which... Okay, yeah, so Team Goku Rose does have a top lane sub.
Yes.
There were some complications with the last top laner's computer.
Literally
graphics card
exploding.
or whatever. Yeah, so instead of Here's Since Alpha, we have Watch Me Kill, and I'm not going to try and pronounce those X's every time, but I do like the dank X's in the name. They improve any name by 10,000%.
The Xbox Live status, yeah.
Oh, these enemy vision here coming through. Gotta love it.
Now, Kuruko starting blue side as well as Darth Jeebus, so they're going to be on the opposite sides of the map potentially. They could change up their jungle route slightly just to try and meet. Warwick does, as far as I know, absolutely demolish Hecarim in the early game because of that life that he gains. Hecarim has incremental advantages against Warwick in the early levels, but because Warwick has that lifesteal, it's pretty tough for him to handle it. But this Zyra gen lane gonna be poking out pretty heavily. Galio and Sion's gonna be pretty in favor of Galio simply because he has that wave clear and can just dodge out any of Sion's abilities and pretty much straight up counters him. But Sion's passive on that W as soon as he gets it is gonna help him just gain health with every single CS that he gets. It's gonna be pretty easy for him to stand up in this lane. Ooh, that axe though.
Emaciating Smash coming out from Gerard, actually doing a lot of damage onto Watch Me Kill. Watch Me Kill not living up to his name quite yet. Hasn't actually killed anything or anybody. Plenty of minions have been slain by Watch Me Kill, but...
Exactly, that's all you have to remember, is he is slaying this minion. He's got 9 confirmed kills to his name, alright.
Okay, one thing I'm not very happy about is the fact that Hyper Engine Bob is running Spell Thieves. There it is.
Instead of Ancient Coin.
Yeah, Ancient Coin grants a lot more gold than Spell Thieves. Spell Thieves does grant some extra AP and movement speed because of the quest, but I don't really see that being very beneficial on a Nami. I really think that the extra gold is going to be a lot more beneficial, so you can reach the item spikes a lot faster. Get the Sight Stones, get the...
Ardent Sensor is what she's going for.
Ardent Sensor, yeah. And then once you have that, you're pretty much set. You don't really need the movement speed, in my opinion.
So the way I see the support items right now is they kind of have like a little triforce going on between what they can do. So the Ancient Coin obviously is the one that gives you the most money. Oh, hold on, we got a little bit of a poke going on down here in bot lane. That's alright. But the Ancient Coin and the coin line give you the most money by far. Oh no, Darth Jeebus going in.
Darth Jeebus is engaging on a Watch Me Kill using his taunts in order to get some damage onto Darth Jeebus. I don't think either of them are gonna die. Yeah, neither of them are gonna die, but Karugos is coming up into Darth Jeebus. Darth Jeebus is currently running away. Karugos getting a lot of damage on. Ghost being used by Darth Jeebus, and now Gerard is using his decimating smash.
There you go.
There it is. Neither of them dying. Alright, back to what you were saying about the support items.
Yes, and the only summoner spell being burned there was Ghost, and that's pretty low cooldown, so that's not really big of a deal. But
Watch Me Kill, running pretty low.
Yeah.
Might be taken out. Gerard doing a lot of damage, decimating smash, being flashed away from Watch Me Kill.
Kuruko's returning in the gank though.
Yeah, Karukos is indeed in the top lane, and it does seem like Darth Jeebus is running around near the top lane, maybe looking to engage if somebody does come up too far.
Not entirely sure if they're actually going to do anything here. So I'm going to
I don't
briefly
think
talk
so.
about the support items.
Yeah.
So coin line gives you the most gold. The Spell Thief's line gives you the most damage. So you get that ability power and the mana regen, and eventually get some cooldown reduction. You still get a lot of gold from it, but not really as much as coin line. And then the Targon's line actually gives you more tank stats. So you kind of have the tank damage and gold support items. So it depends on what you want. Like if you need item spikes more.
Oh, flashing me up from Yetaren. Yetaren doing a lot of damage with the explosive charge. Yetaren has like 6 health right now. Joe Blade is actually going to be the target. Flashes away from the bubble from Hyper Engine Bob. Now Joe Blade actually doing some return damage on it. Made a running away and not getting hit by the Jin W. And that's going to be the end of that little trade right there.
Really close. You could feel them clenching their buttholes at that one. That Zyra was half a second away from death, and she barely got out of that.
Nobot landing a charm on, or CWL landing a charm onto Nobot. Doesn't have the mana to follow up and actually get a kill though.
Yep. Now you see all these trades going on, and the CS is only a couple hundred gold in favor of Team Death to Weebs here, and that is primarily off of the CS in the jungle and mid lane. The other lanes are only a couple CS difference, so it doesn't really matter. But this mid lane is a 15 CS difference. That is actually pretty substantial considering Ari hasn't even backed yet. This is going to be her first back, and she has so much gold to spend. She's going to have so much of an advantage here in this lane. But it looks like she's going for the Gunblade first over the Merlin Omicron, which I can understand because she needs to stand up in this lane over the Anivia.
Yeah, I really want to talk about Nobot. I don't play really any Anivia, and I don't know a lot about Anivia, but is Tier really the best item to be building on Anivia?
Generally, Tier is not bad because you stack it up fairly fast. Especially in a lane where you don't want to be taking damage. Normally you go Catalyst of Aeons first.
Oh, hold that thought.
Gerard going in.
Engaging onto Watch Me Kill with the Unstoppable Onslaught. Watch Me Kill very, very low. Gerard not having the actual damage to take him out. The entire disconnection.
And here it is. 7 minutes, 24 seconds into game is our game pause for this Learning 5's show match. You gotta have it.
Damn.
Pause, champ. Oh my god. I don't even know you anymore. Holy. But Watch Me Kill barely getting away with his life there. Almost dies to the decimating smash of Gerard. He is surviving in this lane, which is all you can pretty much ask for. He has that wave clear because he is Galio. He went for the double door and start, but not that big of a deal. But on the build of the tier from Nobot's Anivia, it is a build that can work considering how much mana she can get. But generally you want to go with the Catalyst of Aeons first because you get that heal and you get a bunch of mana anyway. But she doesn't want to be taking damage in this lane, and that's the thing, is she doesn't want to be poked out. She doesn't want that to happen to her, so she doesn't get that mana regen back if she does.
Yeah.
But the tier item is good enough on Anivia. She just doesn't get that health back, and that's not a big deal because she can just clear waves anyway. All Anivia wants to do is clear waves and go do other stuff. But Joe Blade gets engaged on here.
Ooh. Yeah, Joe Blade is indeed getting engaged on first blood, going over to Meta. Wow, that was pretty unfortunate.
Like an instant burst by Meta here. That is already a kill going down for team at Death to Weebs here. Hopefully this doesn't snowball into more because this bot lane is very easy to kill. Tristana has dash priority over the Anivia, or not the Anivia, the Zyra route. But Darth Jeebus getting really low to this dragon. Let's see if they juggle the aggro, which they do.
Yeah. Dragon is being started up. Multiple members are looking to be engaging onto this dragon. Dragon running pretty low. About to be taken out.
Nice play-by-play casting on that dragon take there.
Sorry, I'm pulling up ability names on my other monitor.
That's alright.
My bad. Alright, I should be good now.
It was funny. It was worth it.
All
But-
the memes. Decimating smash, going on to watch me kill, running. He's not running low. What am I even saying? Watch me kill has
decently
a
low.
Bramble Vest right now.
He wants that armor, and Scion does auto attack quite a bit in these traits, but he could have just gone for some HP and been way happier.
Yeah, I don't really support this.
Like
build
even
or
if
the
he'd
pickup.
gone Catalyst instead, that would have been better.
Yeah, I would have expected to see maybe the Bramble Vest out of Gerard, but a lot later because of the Warwick. But seeing it right now, really a little bit surprising.
Yep, it's a little early for the Bramble Vest, but hopefully we'll see it work out for him. Maybe it's what he's comfortable on.
Oh, on top of the onslaught going on, watch me kill. Actually getting engaged on very, very hard, having the flash out. That is top lane flash being used. And that's honestly not the first time that something very similar to that has happened.
Yantara disconnecting again. Rip.
Yeah.
Seems like Team Goku Rose is having every single issue you can ever imagine. Their top laner is dead, their support is disconnecting, their AD carry is feeding, their mid laner is building tears because he just wants to cry, and their jungler is just hard farming. That's all he can do this game.
Yeah. I don't know, I disagree. This is... Oh wait, Anivia landing the frost or flash frost onto our... Not much there. Yeah, I don't know. New Warwick does have a lot more gank potential than Warwick
He does.
did for rework.
And he's level 6, which means his game pressure is even higher. With that ultimate ability, he can just dash out of nowhere. And I don't see why he isn't putting more pressure on the map at this point. I can understand because his support is literally AFK. And there's no pause coming through. We do put a...
ulti coming out from Tarugos onto CWL. Ulti also coming out from Hyper Bob, looking to re-engage. Darth Jeebus maybe looking to help out. Not really. Nobody's really going to be fighting in the middle lane anymore. They just accept the death onto CWL. And Tarn is still dead.
That's the power of Anivia and Warwick there. Warwick just goes in over the wall. You can't see him from over the wall. You just get suppressed in the infinite duress. And the Anivia stun coming in directly afterwards means that a kill comes through really easily.
Infinite duress, more like infinite suppress, am I right?
Hey, why didn't they call it that? Like, I mean, I understand because the lore is too good sometimes, but...
There's the pause.
There's the pause for Yantaren. We do have a 15-minute limit on the amount of pause you can do per game. So if Team Goku Rose pauses for 15 minutes total, then they just concede the game. That's how that works.
Yeah, I don't really suspect that that'll happen.
It's never happened. Well, actually, it did happen to my team in the semifinals once.
Oh, that's a little awkward.
It was. They had to concede a game because we were literally sitting in wait timer for 15 minutes, and it was unfortunate. But hopefully, in turn, won't be AFK for that long. This gives us a chance to talk about the combo of Anivia and Warwick, and the infinite duress, duress, and the CC that is available to them. You saw that single target kill was super easy for them, and the layering of CC onto this Ahri was really important because she had ult there. She could have just gotten away, but and she also had flash and barrier, so if they had stopped CCing her for a moment and let her use any of her abilities, she could have gotten away. But they don't. They layered it really nicely, so you can see a little bit of good teamwork coming out from the jungler and the mid laner of Team Goku Rose. You can tell that they played together for at least a little while, and Yantoran has officially reconnected. Hopefully we'll be getting off of this pause pretty soon.
Yo, CWL actually bought a proto belt as opposed to a gunblade. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't like it.
Neither do I.
Ahri doesn't need it. She doesn't need another dash. She doesn't need all of that. She should have gone for either a Morello's first or any sort of straight damage item, but that proto belt isn't going to give her what she needs. But Watch Me Kill is going to be in trouble.
Is being taken out. Darth Jeebus and Gerard looking to just take him out. Darth Jeebus actually taking the kill, getting that 300 gold for free. Now Rocket Jump coming out from a late meta onto Joe Blade, understanding the fact that their support is just now running it back into the lane. Not doing anything too significant, not taking him out or forcing a sound, but a little engaged there.
Unfortunately, he does jump into tower range there, so he actually takes more damage from the tower than he gave. But
Yeah.
you see the damage here from CWL's Ari is actually kind of laughable. Because he built that proto belt, he doesn't have the damage he needs. Ooh, Karuko's not getting seen here. This is
Karuko's
hilarious.
just spawning him out, watching him in a bush for a second before he decides to finally challenge him using his challenging smite.
Lol. That's one thing you don't want to do is walk into a Warwick like that without having abilities to get away.
Yeah,
Warwick.
Oh, Yentaryn actually running pretty low, and Maeda looking to take him out, actually taking him out in the end. Yeah, the Yentaryn does get the return kill back onto him from the grave in Halo terms. Yeah. 300 gold to both the ADC for Team Goku Rose, and yeah.
Those grasping vines doing their job, interrupting Maeda in the middle of his jump. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, because that's really unfortunate. Generally, Tristana's jump has a lot of priority, but it doesn't always work.
What was that?
Okay, I actually want to go back and see what happened there. You go ahead and keep watching, but I'm gonna watch this. So from what I see, he put a ward down trying to get the pink. He just flashed forward for no reason, essentially.
Wow.
What it looked like.
All right.
He wanted it, I guess.
Wowie.
I don't know what Gerard was thinking there, but Sion no flash. Yeah,
Sion no flash.
This is interesting, I guess. Blue buff going over to Ari, pretty expected. The CS differential in mid lane, fairly even at this point. 10 CS isn't really going to matter that much. The CS difference is nothing this game, really. The only difference in this game has been one kill and that one dragon. But that one dragon is a mountain dragon, which is going to give them the extra true damage to neutral objectives and towers. So,
yeah, really exciting. Oh, Karuko barely missing the infinite duress onto Darth Jeebus. Darth Jeebus looking to engage. Charm missing from CWL. Both teams just kind of looking at each other saying, hey, we can engage on you, and the other team responding, and hey, we can engage on you too.
Exactly.
Neither of them actually looking to engage on each other.
That engage and the counter engage, really scary at this point. Neither team wants to fully commit to this, especially considering this Cloud Drake is up. That would be giving up a free objective, and the Rift Herald is also up. But you see this damage from CWL is just non-existent. He can't kill this Anivia.
Oh, Flash coming out from Nobot. Yeah, and I'm going to attribute most of that to the fact that he does have a Hextech Protobelt instead of Gunblade. Gunblade, they both give, I believe, the same amount of ulti coming up from Hyperengine as well. I think both of them give the same amount of AP, but the 100 magic damage that Gunblade also provides is nothing really to scoff at.
If you really need a Hextech
Darth Jeebus being locked in place from multiple sources of CC, actually using his ulti to get away, and actually ends up getting taken out by Karukos. Now over here, CWL is being engaged on. Now Joe Blade is being engaged on at Mido, and okay, well, yeah, Hyper Engine Bob running out of help. Now Karukos looking to engage on Gerard with his teammates, CWL helping out as much as he can. Karukos almost getting taken out by the Q from Ari, but it's not enough. Decimating Smash coming out, but he does end up looking to take out Watch Me Kill. Charm coming out. Gerard actually getting taken out finally, trying to get a return kill from his passive, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Agnibia, it's too strong. Heal coming out from Joe Blade in the nick of time. Yentaryn actually getting the kill onto it. Maeda. Oh my god, it's the Clown Fiesta, boys.
Holy moly, so much happened there.
Yeah,
I wish we were LCS and had the potential to do replays, but that's not how that works here.
They're really testing my abilities here. Oh my god.
They sure are. They really want you to work for it. So you see there that Ari just didn't have the damage. She just didn't have the damage. Like,
she did
gotta build...
keep Gerard alive for a second longer than he would have been without her, though.
Exactly. Yes, that is fair. But I do feel like if Ari had built like any sort of like AP item, like even a Luden's Echo or a Zhonya's, if you really want a defensive item, that would have even been better because it gives you the cooldown reduction as well. One thing Ari does really well is benefits off of that 20% CDR rather than 10. 20% CDR means that she can spam her abilities way faster, and Morello's means that she gets a lot of AP and a lot of mana, so she can just cast those abilities over and over and over again. And because Anivia had that catalyst and now that Roa, it's gonna also be reducing her healing when she's that low. She also gains a lot of AP from that Morello's, more than you get with the Proto Belt, and that can be such a big impact on the game. People overestimate the Proto Belt on Ari so often, and now she's CWL is building a Sheen as well. I'm
looking
not
for that Lich Bane probably.
Probably looking for that Lich Bane. I'm not sure of the impact on that.
And Theron actually using his ulti, flashing away from multiple members of DTW. Oh my god. Yeah, Terran actually just gets melted. Old Infinite Duress going on to Hyper Engine Bob. Heal coming in from Meta. Joe Blade with the ulti getting a kill on Hyper Engine Bob. Fourth shot coming out. A lot of damage. Now Rugos is looking on to Darth Jeebus. Darth Jeebus is not going to be able to win this fight. Oh, maybe he is. CWL comes in at the time and ends up taking out Rugos. And now he's disengaging with the Orb of Deception. Wow, Darth Jeebus lived on very, very little health there. I'm very impressed by the quick moves from CWL. Very good rotation as well.
Yep, and that was the one case. That was a pretty good case where Protobelt does do well for Ari. It gives her that extra dash, does pretty well for her there. Saves Darth Jeebus' life. But you have to remember that in exchange for... Basically, I see the Protobelt as an extra dash during her ult because it's the time you're generally going to use it. So it makes her ult have basically a fourth dash. And that means that she's able to get there faster and get the Darth Jeebus' Hecarim out of there. And she also picks up a kill for herself and has those cooldown boots and the Sheen to deal even more damage. But the Anivia Roa stacking up.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. A few seconds behind, but that's okay. The vision being cleared out is really important because this Cloud Drake is actually surprisingly important for both teams. Cloud Drake isn't just a movement speed buff, especially with this Hecarim, it's also a damage buff. It literally just gives him more damage on his charge ability, and it's super good for him, which is why they're playing a lot around this dragon. Spectator lag, please stop it.
Yeah, this Hecarim, one of Hecarim's ult, got Hecarim actually being engaging in the middle lane onto Nobot, ending up using both sums and getting taken out by Hyper Engine Bob. Hecarim has a passive where the more movement speed he has, the more attack damage he has. So any source of movement speed is very beneficial to him.
Bonus movement speed specifically.
Bonus movement speed.
Just having movement speed doesn't give him an extra 200 AD.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty insane.
That'd be so fun.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, that would be
Joe
fun.
Blade actually made a ring out of health. Oh, the deadly flourish barely missing with the ulti. Curtain call coming out from Joe Blade, looking on at Meta with the quick feet. Ends up getting taken out by the quick shot from Joe Blade. Very well played. Get it because it rhymes.
Thank you.
Oh god, no. Alright.
Pretending that didn't happen. There's a whole 200 gold lead for Team Death to Weaves, but there's going to be a turret trade, which means literally nothing because the slight bonus goes over to red side here. That's an extra 200 gold in their pocket or so, which means, you know, that whole 200 gold lead I was mentioning is exactly the same.
Oh!
Nice
Nobot landing on the Gerard, and it almost damages his health bar. Actually, in the bottom lane, Ameda is engaging. Oh, Karuko saying, nah, none of that. He uses an infinite duress in order to life steal up with his Blood Hunt passive and ends up taking him out and not dying himself. Very well played. Oh, heroic entrance coming out, not actually connecting with Buddy, and CWL successfully runs away. Now in Gerard, shutter stepping or something? Away from the fight? That was a little weird. Little visual bug.
Your AD carry actually inting there. You're jumping right into the Warwick's face.
at Meta, it's probably going to be a little bit tilted right now. I mean,
Probably.
2 and 5. That's not a fun score to have against Jin and Zyra, who are very capable of taking over any game that they're in.
Yep, exactly. He is getting close to having that static shiv completed, which is going to be a very big pickup for him. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage to a lot of people, especially with that Infinity Edge already built. But Jin already has an Infinity Edge and a Yuma's Ghostblade and tier 2 boots. So he is ahead in gold. He's ahead about 60 CS. Looking at the gold difference, that's about a 1300 gold difference. That is insane. But looking at it, the mid lane also has a gold lead as well, primarily because of the CS and some of tower gold. But that difference ends up only being a couple hundred gold in favor of Team Goku Rose here. Hopefully they can pick it back up and get this victory in game 2.
Hyper Engine Bob looking to engage on Joe Blade. Joe Blade flashing away from a bubble from Hyper Engine Bob. Good flash. I mean, it's a little unfortunate that you have to burn flash there, but
it's pretty worth for Nami there because, you know, just trade an ultimate for a flash. Your ultimate's going to be up long before that flash is up, so it's worth.
You know, it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to realize that Nami's name is indeed a pun and a play on words. Because it's like Tsunami, but it's just Nami, which I find really clever and funny. I've been playing this game for almost 2 years now, and I realized that like 6 months ago.
I had a friend whose name was Sue, and she played Nami, and we called her Tsunami.
That's actually crazy. How good was Tsunami?
Bad. It was horrible. She fed every game.
That was not the direction I was expecting that to go.
It was hilariously bad. I can't express how fun it was to just be like Tsunami going in.
Oh my god, dude.
But Team Death to Weebs grabbing their turret, getting that gold lead slightly in their favor. The gold lead actually doesn't really matter because it's only 300 gold.
Yep. Oh, Gerard looking to engage onto Yenterin. Yenterin nobody's doing damage to this Scion. His Soul Furnace is too much. Red team has slain the dragon, and now Dark Jeebus does have a little bit more damage on the Hecarim. Yenterin actually running pretty low because of Gerard. Even if they're really going to be able to do too much damage to each other. Oh, actually, never mind. Gerard does end up taking out Yenterin on his own.
Holy
regardless
moly.
of what Joe Blade wants. Gerard is actually going hard right. Oh,
1v2?
Oh my god!
Oh,
that one shot
no.
just destroyed Gerard. Now infinite threats coming out from Krukos onto CWL. CWL is being very helpful in the team fight. Ends up nearly taking out Krukos. Krukos ends up dying. Curtain Call coming in from Joe Blade. Not connecting with anything. Okay, well, that's Curtain Call down, I guess.
Curtain Call down, and he also announced his position with that, which means that he's going to be in a tough spot. He's probably going to take the Blast Cone over into the red pit to try and recall. He sees that the red buff is down, so he's safe for a little bit, and he gets out. Cool. That was a smart decision by Joe Blade there, going into the pit of the red buff rather than into a bush. Most people default into going to the bush because they think it's the safest place to be because you don't get vision of that. But seeing that red buff is down, he went there instead. Took the Blast Cone over. So Hyper Engine Bob noticed the Blast Cone was down, assumed that Joe Blade had gone to the bush rather than the pit itself. And to get the red buff, you must be the red buff. And he chose to do that in that recall. And CWO grabbing this blue for himself. Blue was always good on Ahri because she wants to spam more. Literally never runs out of mana at that point. It's so good for Ahri, but she has to back now because she's slow. No, I needed more Anivia backing sounds. It's so fun.
I love that Anivia backing sound.
Next time she backs, I'm sorry people, but I need to focus on that. I'm literally watching her portrait right now to see. Blast Cone goes basically nowhere at that point, but Yurikos being there.
Oh, the Q going over the flash. Hyper Engine Bob not being able to escape that. Now at Meta is the target for X. Watch the kill XX. And now, oh my god, it just gets absolutely deleted. The ultimate not really even mattering at that point. Wow, Dark Jeeves is coming up to the top lane to try and defend it, but it's not really going to do much. Teleport from Watch Me Kill into the mid lane, going to defend the mid lane tower, I guess? Alright.
Yep, he has just got to wait clear there. He probably could kill Ari, but he takes a lot of damage there.
Yeah, CWL does get a charm into Orb of Deception, getting some true damage, negating all of his magic resist. Good charm, good follow-up.
Good damage. Good damage by CWL. Kind of proving me wrong on this whole Protobelt thing. I might go into practice tool and try it out a little bit.
Well,
but
right now, CWL does have a lot of extra AP. With the Protobelt, with the Lich Bane. The team fight is breaking out on the top lane. Gerard coming in with the Undead Onslaught or whatever. Now Baruko's using Infinite Duress onto Dark Jeeves. Ulti's coming out all over the place. Baruko's is dead. Joe Blade is dead. And that Meta is looking to clean up the fight even more. Nobot is the next target. Nobot using a very well-placed wall in order to disengage. Gerard once again using his flash but not going anywhere. But CWL looking to engage on a Nobot. Ignivia is now present on the map. Yenterin looking to help, but it's not going to be enough. Yenterin falls now. Nobot is coming out of egg form using the Seraph's Embrace, but it's not enough. Edmeta does end up taking her out.
That was a 4-for-1 in favor of Team Death to Weaves, and they're just going to rotate over to this Baron. That is an absolutely free Baron if Beta can zone off. Watch Me Kill, but he needs help with this Baron. Yep, there you go. They're just going for the Baron.
Come on, Galio.
Galio steals.
Nah, he's not gonna be able to take the Baron.
Buster shot it out. No smite available, but doesn't matter. Yeah, because they're just gonna Meta's just gonna melt it down, and Hyper Engine Bob almost dying there. That's okay. 3 members low, no big deal. We got Baron. Doesn't matter. We're all gonna recall. Go home, heal up. And this game is literally on a knife's edge. 1,500 gold in favor of Team Death to Weebs here. Trying to get the victory here as well as they did in Game 1. It's a lot closer considering their top laner isn't constantly disconnecting. And they traded that for their support constantly disconnecting, but he only had 2 deaths at that point, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Darth Jeebus.
Darth Jeebus actually really could have engaged on the Yenterin. And probably gotten the kill as well. I'm just a little surprised that he didn't go in.
He could have, but they have a pretty good siege. Excuse me. They have a pretty good siege, so I don't blame them. They can siege this up and go for a counter engage because they have Baron buff. Meta can just hit these towers and hit these champions basically for free with that rapid fire cannon and static shiv. Gets a lot of damage out whenever he is fully energized, and makes sure that he can deal damage from a very long distance. These arcade minions going down very quickly. Nobot getting a lot of damage down.
Defensively. Yeah, Yenterin actually gets taken out by Meta. Spectre delay, I'm very sorry. I didn't cast that as efficiently as I could. Now CWL looking to engage Flash Charm going in. Now Infinite Duress onto CWL. Oh my god! The Rogan Watch Me Kill is in the middle of the fight. Multiple members are engaging onto a charm, and he ends up getting taken out by CWL. Now, meanwhile, over here, Joe Blade and Karukos end up taking out Dark Jeebus. Now, Curtain Call coming out from Joe Blade ends up canceling it because he does not want to get taken out. Wow, Watch Me Kill against it. Wow, okay. Wow, wow.
That was...
Rocket Jump coming in from Meta ends up killing Karukos.
Death animation for Warwick is so entertaining.
It really is.
He just flops down.
And so they're gonna be looking to take this middle inhibitor tower and the bottom inhibitor tower. Gerard is actually getting engaged on really hard by Yenterin and Joe Blade.
That's good. That's good though, because that gives them the inside track on the mid lane. It's a free inhib.
Yeah, he was just distracting them to give his team some more time to take.
They do have to recall pretty quick after they go grab this dragon and deal with the top lane. It looks like CWL is just gonna back and grab that himself. Basically free gold for him because it's not even gonna hit the tower. That is a lot going over to him. It's probably about a good 10 to 15 CS for him for free. The Ocean Drake going over. The next Drake looks like it's gonna be the Elder Dragon. That means 3 different buffs for Team Death to Weebs here are going to be used. That means 1.5 times power on each of those buffs, which means just a straight buff for Hecarim when the Elder Dragon comes up. Man, Hecarim is so fun when you get 3 Cloud Drakes, but we don't get to see that this
Yeah.
game. They get so much movement speed. What Hecarim needs to do here, though, is go the full Earth build and get Righteous Glory and use Ghostblade, and just be the speediest pony on the face of the planet.
Oh boy, that'd be very fun to see. I love really movement speed reliable champions like Rammus, like Warwick, or not Warwick, kind of Warwick, but Hecarim is what I meant to say. Speaking of the two of them though, Karuko's actually using Infinite Rest in order to disengage. Now Unstoppable Onslaught coming from Gerard. Joe Blade and Karuko's both get taken out by Meta. Meta with double kill. Pretty exciting stuff going on there. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he's going to be going for the Penta, which is a little
Tilting.
sad.
Reported.
Yeah. I wouldn't say tilting, but feels sad, man.
I always like to give the Penta after like 1 kill.
Penta? Must be. Got 1 kill. Man.
Lands 1 charm, Penta?
Yeah, that Orb of Deception is actually starting to do a lot of damage with the Void Staff coming in.
Void Staff, Luden's Echo is really good for Ari. She gets a lot of that damage. One funny thing about Warwick is the range on his Infinite Duress, how far he can dash, actually scales with movement speed.
Yep.
And
the faster you are, the further you go.
It's actually kind of hilarious in Earth because
he engaged and then Yantaran using his ulti. Yeah, inhibitor just going down. Very similar situation to last game. 2 inhibitors down, and they're just trying to rotate around.
They're just gonna go grab Ultimate Jungle Camps on the way out, and they're gonna rotate to the top lane because they have the 2 other inhibitors, just like last game. Pretty easy.
All right, sorry, I totally interrupted you. What were you saying?
Yeah, no, you're fine. I'm just blabbering on about Earth. So,
yeah,
I had a game against a Warwick who built like tanky and movement speed, so he built like Righteous Glory, Use and stuff like that, and he could literally ult from off screen and hit you with it, and you couldn't do anything about it. In the split second that he was sprinting or flying at you, I should say, you had a chance to like Zhonya's or Flash or something, but there was almost no way that was happening. It was just extremely fast and the most hilarious thing you've ever seen in your life. And like when you die to it, you're like, I can't even be mad. This is the funniest way to die.
Being engaged on multiple ultis coming out on top of Onslaught. He's running very low in health. Actually, he only has 50% health, uses Infinite Duress, and he escapes pretty successfully. Now, CWL running very low from all of these sources of damage. Yantaran and Nova doing a lot of damage. Yeah, pretty fun.
Karuko's showing the power of Warwick there.
Yeah, to those in Twitch chat that are wanting to see a game 3, unfortunately this is only a 2-game series. But there are going to be more games later today, so make sure you stick around for those.
Yep, stick around. We do only do 2 games. We shouldn't really call it a best of 2, but it is basically a best of 2. And
it's a 2-game series.
It's a 2-game series, primarily because we like to make sure we know exactly how long we're going to be casting and how long we have to schedule, so that we can actually properly schedule show matches. Having it be either 2 or 3 games makes it tough sometimes, because we can be like, well, it's either going to be 2 or 3 hours, and that's kind of a big difference. Meta failing a jump there, but
oh my god, Yantaran running solo, flashing out, heroic entrance coming in. The amount of resistances. Yantaran ends up living, and now Unstoppable Onslaught coming in from Gerard, and they are looking multiple sources of damage. Joe Blade just gets deleted by CWL. Now Nobot is the next target. Karuko's ends up getting taken out as well. Everybody but Watch Me Kill is alive, and even he's dead, and that's gonna be the game.
That is
triple kill for CWL. The six towers are falling, and now the next visit itself is gonna be the next target. The CWPs are being put in chat. And that is game, boys.
The 5-0 ace into the victory for Team Death to Weebs. Well played, the 2-0 for them. That was an exciting series, even with all the delays. Holy moly, that was good.
Yeah, I think everything about this game was really exciting. Everybody on Team Death to Weebs had a positive kill streak, or not kill streak, had a positive KDA at the end of the game, which is really good. CWL was phenomenal on that RA, even though the Proto Belts rush was a little bit questionable, but he ended up winning that game just because through mechanical genius and the good rotations. got to say, well played to him. At Meta was doing, he was playing really well as well. In the early game, he wasn't shining too bright, but by late game, when you have all of your completed items, when you have 60% crit chance, or 90 or 80%, that's the number I'm looking for. And the
That one
Blade of the
number.
Rune King, yeah, that one number, ended up doing really well. And then, of course, you can't not shout out Darth Jeebus and Gerard just for the powerful engages coming out and the sheer tankiness that they had. So, proud of them.
Yep, really fun games. We're gonna. Any closing thoughts, Potato? Well, we do have another show match later.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly the time of that, but we will have that later, and it's likely that Potato and I will be casting that, depending on who Brian Blaster Boy has casting it. But we
You never
will.
know. You'll have to come and find out.
You'll
I
have to
know.
see and find out. Well,
Yeah.
hope to see you guys
Also,
there.
make sure you follow our Twitter page so you can see all of the memes and scheduling that are going to be posted there. And you can follow my Twitter handle, Sir Potato XII, Sir Potato XII, and Mr. Penguin God, Lol Penguin God. We got the memes, and we're always going to be tweeting around something or other. And then of course, make sure you join the Discord channel. If you are not already part of the Discord channel, Learning 5 is a great program, folks. And I highly endorse it. It has the Potato Seal approval.
And the Penguin Seal of Approval. It
And
is
the Penguin
approved.
Seal approval.
Is approved by the god of penguins, so you know it's good.